Hello, and welcome back to the final movie being reviewed in this trilogy month. So yeah, we've come to the end. For you anyway, I still actually have The Dark Knight Rises and the prequel Star Wars trilogies to watch. I decided to watch the Bionicle films after taking way too long to actually start focusing on trilogy month to the point where I'm actually recording this on the 25th of April. I blame Fallout. I got addicted to the Fallout TV series, which reignited my love for the series as a casual fan. And then I bought Fallout 3, which you would have seen in a pickups video, and I've been playing it ever since. Like for like good hours, like a whole day could be just wasted playing that game. Anyway, that's either here nor there. We're here to talk about the worst in the Bionicle trilogy, and that is Web of Shadows. Now, to some, I just blasphemed. And why do I say to some I just blasphemed? Well, because the internet's weird. The internet and people are just fucking weird. Because there's a villain in this called Brutaka. Um, that's her right there. You know, she works with Makuta or Pterodax if you've read the books, and a lot of people simp over her. A lot of people do simp over her. But yeah, to me, this is the worst one. I don't have as many memories of this Web of Shadows than I do with, the Mask of Light and the Legend of Matanui. I do remember watching it. The early parts of it, I do remember. That's about it. And I believe in the novelization, they changed the ending. I think I'm not too sure, but basically, this film takes place in the in between of the six Toa that we've seen that are terrible Toa. They don't work together at all. Constantly bicker. The leader's a bitch ass baby, which I'll get into now in a second. Um, of them going to get the Matoran after Makuta put them in stasis. And turns out that there's two people who now rule over that and are been set to to guard them with these spider-like creatures, which I literally just finished watching it. Unless it's written on the back here, or what these are called. Um, Beast-like creatures known as Tau Hardiki, Hordiki, the Tau Hardiki. I probably butchered that. I don't really care at this point. Again, 75 minutes long, just like the first two, straight to uh I'm going to say DVD at this point. I'm not even sure if VHS does exist of this because this came out in 2005. But then again, any VHS that was put out in 2005, I would say would be somewhat rare to find now. I know Revenge of the Sith is like a really, really rare and expensive VHS to find. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, so they go there, they get captured by these spider-looking things, and then because they get captured and put into this webbing thing, they transform, so they no longer look like their normal Toa self. This is again to sell toys, to sell the Bionicle figures, um, and so then of course the big fire guy, Vokama, I'm gonna throw out there. I think that's his name. I'm bad with names a lot of the time. Um, and he throws this big crybaby hissy fit. He runs away, gets captured. Brutaka talks him into betraying the other Toa to join her, with the whole plan of them using their elemental energy on a little chip of where Makuta was frozen in order to free him. And so yeah, they go looking for this big mythical thingamajig, um, to potentially turn them back. Once they get there, again, it's not shown. We literally just see a map of them going, the dotted lines, which again I know it costs money to do it, but it Bionicle was a big franchise in the early 2000s. It could have they could have Lego could have afforded the extra half hour worth of animated footage to make this a decent film, because it skips all over the interesting bits, and this is all within the first half hour of the film, so we still got another half hour to fucking go. And so they eventually realize, like, oh, this guy's not going to turn us back. What? That was a waste. So let's go try and get Vakama. So they go. There's a big, massive fight scene. We don't see most of it. The Wind Toa, who's a massive knobhead, was in the first one, and as not the first one, but he was in the second one. Even more so of a knobhead in this one. Um, Gets Volcama to go back to himself, and then Brotaka disappears, and the other quote unquote villain, who talks like this. This is apparently his big villain voice. You see how easy that was for me to do? That's just shows how little effort went into it. Um, but yeah, and then of course, as I said, Makuta gets freed, and then we go back to being in line with the end of the second film, where they rescue the Matoran, they go to this new island, and then the film ends with Volkama, Taraga Volkama, finishing recanting these two journeys to Jakua, who I now remember. Um, uh, Holly, not Holly, but I think it was Holly. Again, it's been I'm terrible with names. Uh, Usually, and then the Toa of Light, as they're going back to where where the Taraga uh are from. Now that that's awakened. Uh, so yeah, like I know this isn't the end for like that. Like I said, it does continue in books. There is another film that I mentioned, with Michael Dorn as the voice of this new Mask of Time. No, it's not the Mask of Time. It's the Mask of something. I forget which, but like I said, it continues on in the books. Turns out they're all inside one giant mech robot thing, which is Matanui, and shit. And yeah, it does. The entire series doesn't have. It has a very anticlimactic end. But yeah, I honestly think this is the worst one. I kept checking. This is like, I know it's bad when I'm checking to see how long is left. Now I didn't watch the DVD version because there does exist the 1080p upscale version on YouTube, and that looked good. It's a really good upscale. Um, but yeah, it's a this is definitely like the worst one in it, and I would rank it. Mask of Light is the best, followed by The Legend of Matanui, and that's just because of nostalgic reasons, and then this garbage would be dead last, and so and this is just based on the trilogy, not including Legend Reborn, which I need to track down at some point. But that is going to end the trilogy month. So the next video that will be coming out will be, I believe it's the 3rd of June. I don't know. I don't have my notepad here with what I have scheduled. But it will be a channel update because I want to talk about some things that I didn't get the chance to do because I've been working on. I decided to do a trilogy month and I just couldn't fit in a channel update anywhere in it. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this past trilogy month. Yes, there will be another trilogy month. Um, sometime before the end of this year. I'm not sure when. I tend to just plan things out 1 month at a time. So yeah, that is going to wrap us up. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. I think there is a video tomorrow. It's either Doctor Who related or it's a pickups video. I can't remember which. Well, it's not that I can't remember. Again, 26th of April here, way before Doctor Who's even come back. So probably it is Doctor Who. You can expect that review tomorrow. But that is going to wrap us up. I've been rambling for ages, so goodbye.